Hi everyone, my name is Rafiat and you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. I'm taking everyone down memory lane with this lovely recipe. Today we're going to be making condensed milk candy, soft and chewy condensed milk candy, or what is also known as condensed milk toffee. I know a lot of us know this snack. It's a very popular snack and it brings back so many beautiful memories. So we're starting off immediately, and the first ingredient here is margarine. You can use butter in place of margarine, that's fine. And this recipe requires about 50 grams of margarine. So use a measuring cup to get this, or use a scale to get this. The exact conversion and everything else will be in the description box. So next we have vanilla flavor and lemon flavor. The lemon flavor is optional, but I love adding lemon flavor because it takes it to a whole new level. The major ingredients for this recipe has to be condensed milk. So condensed milk is basically sweetened milk, and that is what you need for this recipe. It's a must, okay? I mean, it's called condensed milk candy for a reason, Abby. So I'm going to be using 500 mils for this, and one standard measuring cup is about 250 mils. So I'm going to need 2 cups of this for this recipe, and that's what I just measured out. You can actually make your own condensed milk at home. I forgot to mention that I have a video on my channel showing how to make your own condensed milk at home. If you choose to make your own condensed milk, the outcome is actually the same, but today I'm going to be using store-bought condensed milk just for convenience. So let's continue. So as I was saying, we're going to be using 2 cups, that's 500 mils of condensed milk for this recipe. So once you've measured out your condensed milk, make sure to always scoop it out properly because it's very sticky. So once you've measured that out, set aside. One of the secrets for this recipe is the extra milk you're going to need. You can use evaporated milk, any liquid milk basically. But the reason I'm showing you this is in case you don't have liquid milk, liquid milk at home, simply dissolve some powdered milk in some water. We'll need about 1/4 cup of milk, and I've just dissolved mine, and this is 1/4 cup of milk. So let's get right into the process of making our condensed milk candy. So the first thing I did was to add the margarine to the frying pan, and I'm just going to allow that to melt properly. And don't forget, like I said before, you can use margarine or you can use butter for this recipe. Honestly, the outcome is still lovely. So today I'm using margarine, and once you've allowed the margarine to melt properly, go ahead and add the condensed milk into the frying pan, please. The number one rule for making condensed milk candy is everything you're doing has to be on low heat. Okay, low heat. Don't be tempted to increase the heat, please don't do that. So now I've added my vanilla and my lemon flavor, so I'm just going to stir everything together to make sure they are well combined. It's perfectly okay at this stage for the margarine to be on the surface of the milk. Okay, it's expected. As we go on, you're going to see that it's going to get incorporated. Now I'm just adding the milk. The milk to me is one of the secrets of this recipe because it's going to provide that extra fluid, that extra liquid we need for this recipe to be soft and chewy. Now please notice how this is on low heat. I just wanted to show this clip to show how much the heat is low. Please, I'm not using high heat. Don't be tempted to use high heat. Okay, so all you have to do now is to keep stirring, and make sure you always scrape off the extra condensed milk at the side of the pan. It's very important. Now I need to mention this whole process of making this condensed milk toffee is all about stirring, continuous stirring. Please, as much as you can, don't take your eyes, don't take your spoon, your spatula, whatever you're using, don't take that off the pan, because milk is something that burns easily. As soon as you just look away, milk is burnt. So always make sure to stir this continuously, non-stop. Okay, so at this point you can see that the margarine is now well incorporated into the condensed milk, and both the margarine and the milk, the extra milk that we added, that is what is responsible for the soft and chewy nature that we're looking for in this particular recipe. Okay, so if you want your condensed milk candy to be very strong, very hard, there are some that are very hard, then you don't have to add the extra liquid milk, just skip it off. But if you want yours to be soft, chewy, and all the good stuff, always make sure to add the extra milk. Okay, and enough margarine as well. So as you can see, we've been stirring non-stop and the condensed milk is obviously thickening. From start to finish, this process should take about 12 to 20 minutes, depending majorly on the quantity of candy you're making. Mine took about 16 minutes in total. So I'm just going to keep stirring until I get the perfect thickness, and that's it. It's very easy to make actually, and this is the perfect thickness I'm looking for. But just before I turn off the heat, let's do a quick test. This quick test is going to help us determine if the milk candy is ready, and all you have to do is take a piece and place in water. If it stands on its own and doesn't start to melt in any way, then you're good to go, and that means the condensed milk candy is ready. So for the cutting process, I am going to be using baking paper, and that's simply because that's what I'm used to. You can use any other surface. You can use stainless, you can use wooden surface, plastic, any surface of your choice. Okay, so for today I'm using baking paper, and all I'm doing now is to cut out the baking paper I'm going to use, because I won't use the whole roll. I'm just going to cut out a piece. And you guys, please, this is also very important. No matter the surface you intend to use, no matter the surface you're using, apply some vegetable oil. Okay, because condensed milk candy is extremely sticky and it gets really hard very fast. So you don't want a situation where you're still trying to shape the candy and it's already stuck to the surface. So always make sure you apply a generous amount of vegetable oil. Okay, so no matter the surface, always do this, don't miss this. After that, I'm just going to transfer our candy to the baking paper where I've applied the vegetable oil. So since we have a lot of the candy stuck to the spatula, I'm just scraping that out. And another important thing is to make sure you apply enough vegetable oil on your hands as well, because you're going to be working with your hands. Okay, so all I'm doing now is sort of rolling the candy together so that I can get a smooth candy to work with. Okay, we don't want all these streaks on the surface, all the lines on the surface, so it's very good to smoothen this out, and in the process of smoothing out is also cooling down for you to be able to touch and handle the candy. In a situation where you're not using baking paper, you can use a spatula or a spoon to roll the candy from side to side. Okay, but at this stage, don't touch with your hand because it's really hot. You don't want to get burnt. So I'm just going to repeat this process, and once I'm done with that, it should take a few seconds, and once I'm done with that, I'm going to divide the candy into two so that it can be very easy to work with. Now I'm going to cut into smaller pieces, cut one of the halves into smaller pieces so that, like I said earlier, it's going to be easy to work with. Now to the rolling process. This is where I find most of the work, and the reason I find the work here is majorly, it's not difficult, okay, it's just that it takes a lot of time. The whole rolling out, you have to do this properly so that you can get really nice looking candy. So another thing is, please make sure your hands are very clean and oiled, don't miss that. I'm just going to roll this, and that's it. Roll all the candy until you have very, very nice rolled out candy like this. This looks very smooth and ready to be cut. Please be fast when you're cutting, okay? You can see that the candy, they were already getting kind of difficult to cut. So when you're doing this, be fast. I was filming, so I couldn't be that fast. I had to make sure that the camera is well placed, everything is okay. So just continue the cutting process until you're done. Please note that using a plastic scraper is best for cutting this candy. If you have it, that's perfect. It's better than using a knife like I did. And that's it. We're done. You can see how easy and quick it was to make this yummy looking condensed milk candy. That the funny thing is, you can't just stop at one. It's really nice, and this is evidence that it is soft, chewy and stretchy, and not those ones that that are so hard that your teeth will start aching. This is really soft, and I know you're going to love this recipe when you try it. Please guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel and all the good stuff. And please, once you try out this recipe, feel free to send me pictures and videos of your trials and your comments and all the good stuff. Thank you so much for coming this far, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye and have a wonderful day.